is derived from the leaves of the coca plant. When cocaine enters the body, it has a strong effect on body functions by acting as an irritant on the brain. Large overdose of cocaine causes convulsions, then death. Cocaine causes unusual and often unpredictable feelings and actions. In his ignorance, Marty took that dare, little knowing the eventual horror that lay in the deadly white powder.
Marty, have you seen the painting shears I bought last week? Can't seem to find them anywhere. Marty, you don't seem right. I'm worried about you. There's something wrong. I'm going to take you down to Dr. Beaker this afternoon for a checkup.
No, I'm all right.
As his body gradually built up a tolerance, he needed more and more of the drug.
Oh, goodness gracious. Here I go. All alone. It's okay, though. It's solo reflection night. Here we go. Let's get the music off. Okay, Bird Sky here. You're listening to K.I.S.S Recovery 101. Woo! Okay, shout out to Edge. She picked the topic, and I'm going to fly with it by myself. Short notice, but I did too much reading now just to prompt myself and to avoid going off on too many tangents. But I'm happy to report I went to this fantastic gathering, and my cup is full as it can be. And I got I always want to say it wrong, and then I think I say it wrong. It's right, but it's Reiki, R-E-I-K-I, cleansing thing. It was fantastic. I felt all the lights come in and all the darkness or whatever negative energy that I had go into the earth. And, I feel refreshed. So, but, okay, keeping to patience. Ange wanted to talk about patience. So, Ange, now I'm putting this on you. I hope you're listening and you can comment in there and that I can at least go with you on that. So, immediately my thoughts when I think of patience is, now I know where it came from, but it was drilled in my head that patience is a virtue. And I got to go to this wonderful little gathering with Edge, Jody, lovely ladies, and just talking in the car. I looked up what virtue means, and that's interesting, but it made me think about patience and how lack of it I had for a very long time, and how much I've grown, but definitely patience for me was learning to let go of control. And control for me was never like this dominating, things should go my way because I'm smart and better and I know this or that. For me, control was something I used to make me feel safe, or later as a mom, protect my kids. Control for me was my go-to to find a safe environment, a safe space. And when I lost all control, the delusion of control, let me tell you, when I figured that out, I realized at the end of the day, the only person I have to protect first and foremost is myself. Okay, again, there's the tangents. I warned you about myself, but here's what's great. I made sure to got some clips ready, because I think where I found all this patience now is I actually can sit and be with myself, and especially in uncomfortable moments. And before, I could not stand to be alone with myself. I didn't like myself. Nothing brought me joy or happiness, or it was always temporary. And in recovery, my go-to before was not recovery. So I was definitely flipped into a whole new path and direction, but I was committed. Okay, let's just get into the clips. Before I do that, I'll read what I threw out there quickly. It says, origin of patience. Okay. Ooh, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. But I think I threw out there on the post. It says the idea behind this expression goes back to the 5th century poem, Psychomachia. I have no idea. Machia? Okay. This poem serves to highlight religious ideals and describes vices and virtues as people fighting one another. How do we find an ideal balance of letting go of control and recovery to win the battle within? Ooh, yes. So in that poem that this patience is a virtue thing came out of, patience is one of the virtues which is fighting anger. Now this I found interesting. And ooh, I kind of got my senses going. Like, yes, okay, well, I'm going to vibe off of this, because anger for me was not an emotion I was ever allowed to express. And I didn't know how to express that. And I didn't know it was healthy to express it and get it out of there. But what I did find, the origin of patience, okay, wait, let me back up. So, we'll talk about virtue piece. There's an interesting definition of virtue, but very much so I feel like virtues are to each their own. You know inside you your morals, your virtues, your what feels right, in quotes, to you. And I feel like it says in the 4 agreements, I don't like the word sin, but what the 4 agreements says, sin is actually, it's just when you go against yourself. Ooh, I love that. Going against what I know in my heart, my gut, my spirit is true. So let's get into the clips though. Matthew McConaughey. Ooh, this, now he's got a lot of stuff out on YouTube, but if you go to Motivation Hub, this one just came out, and I've heard pretty much everything he had said before, but I like how they clipped them together, but it definitely rings true. So for me, joy is something that helps me find patience in life, right? But really finding out who I am was key. So let's just talk about happiness, okay? Are you happy? Am I happy? Yeah, here and there. Today I'm definitely happy, especially after this. Happy birthday, Jason. Shout out, Jason. That was for his B-Day event, but that was amazing. But yes, happiness. If you're seeking happiness, you're going to be a bit disappointed a lot. So here we go. Clip 1. Matthew McConaughey, and I will post the YouTube clip, so link for the full clip. So here we go.
If I win, I will be happy. If I don't, I won't. It's an if-then, cause and effect, quid pro quo standard that we cannot sustain because we immediately raise it every time we attain it. You see, happiness demands a certain outcome. It is result reliant. And I say, if happiness is what you're after, you're going to be let down frequently, and you're going to be unhappy much of your time. Joy, though, joy is a different thing. It's something else. Joy is not a choice. It's not a response to some result. It's a constant. Joy is the feeling that we have from doing what we are fashioned to do, no matter the outcome. We all want to succeed, right? So the question that we got to ask ourselves is what success is to us, what success is to you. Is it more money? That's fine. I got nothing against money. Maybe it's a healthy family. Maybe it's a happy marriage. Maybe it's to help others, to be famous, to be spiritually sound, leave the world a little bit better place than you found it. Continue to ask yourself that question. Now, your answer may change over time, and that's fine. But do yourself this favor. Whatever your answer is, don't choose anything that will jeopardize your soul. Prioritize who you are, who you want to be, and don't spend time with anything that antagonizes your character. All right, life is not a popularity contest. Be brave, take the hill, but first answer that question, what's my hill? Because I do know this. The sooner that we become less impressed with our life, with our accomplishments, with our career, the sooner we become less impressed and more involved with that and these things, the sooner we get a whole lot better at doing them. If I win, I will be happy. If I don't, I won't. It's an if-then, cause and effect, quid pro quo standard that we cannot sustain because we immediately raise it every time we attain it. You see.
Okay, whoops, it was sneaking into my next clip. Okay, comments. Oh, I don't know comments. Okay, crickets. All right, it's a live show for a reason, everybody. I'm sitting in here up in the studio by myself. What is your take? How do you maintain patience? Okay. Let's say when I ask you that question, you listening, yes, I'm talking to you. When you lose your patience, why? What's the biggest thing that makes you lose your patience? What throws you off your zen, your balance? What causes you to want to react? I always try to respond, and if I feel have a response. If I feel reactive, I know there's something that's set me off, and I've lost my patience, and in turn, I've lost my control, and in turn, whoever was maybe seeking that from me, they're winning, right? So that's why when I feel reactive, I pause. Okay, I've lost my patience. I'm not gonna give you that power, and pause is practice awareness until spirituality emerges. And spirituality is not religion, okay, by any means. Again, so let's talk about virtue. So the definition in the dictionary, let's see, that popped up on my Googles, says behavior showing high moral standards. Ooh, interesting. Paragons of virtue. And one further thing I think I looked into is there's virtue signaling. I don't know. It says public expression of opinions. We talked about that last week, right, Ange? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. Anyway, the public expression of opinions or sentiments intended to demonstrate one's good character or social conscience or the moral correctness of one's position on a particular issue. Oh, that whole thing just makes me upset. Like, first of all, if you feel the need that you gotta, express your own virtues and morals that everybody should be and do like you, like, there's a problem right there. That's hypocritical to what you're preaching there. Again, though, no judgments. Usually when I get into any conversation or a meeting or speaking engagement and that's where they're going, I start analyzing. What is really going on with this person? But I had to go back into some of the tools, especially, I have 3 years now, and looking back at those foundation pieces that really have got me to where I'm at today. And a Sober Bob's Guide to Recovery. Now, I've tried to get other Bobs to come on here. I don't care what stage of motherhood you're in or soon to be or whatever. I invite other sober Bobs or wanting to be sober Bobs or whatever. Anyone with little ones had or have in their life to join me. But I would like to do these more monthly. But A Sober Mom's Guide to Recovery, that's Rosemary O'Connor. This book was huge. And we're going to go right into anger. So, Chapter 11, Anger. It starts with, the truth will set you free, but first, it will piss you off. Okay, this book is fantastic. On the cover, it looks like a mom, a woman, there's a kid, they're both smiling. She's got her bag, like a piggyback ride. Just looks so fluffy. But I'll tell you, that is 100% not the case once you get in here. Some of the stuff is very, I love it though. It's blunt, it's honest, and it really got me thinking. So I'm just going to pull some of the stuff that I actually underlined or highlighted. It says, a huge part of healing in recovery is learning to honestly express our anger. Okay, so in sobriety or recovery, we learn to face and accept anger as a human emotion that everyone experiences. So by doing the steps, especially inventory steps, we will see that what is really underneath the anger is fear. Fear we will lose something we have or not getting something we desire. When I was angry, I felt out of control. I didn't have any tools to process my feelings, and it scared me. When I was afraid to yell and scream, I'd go right into hurt and sadness. I expressed my anger by pouting, sulking, or playing the victim. I'd plan my plot to get back at those who had angered me or done me wrong. Steps have taught me tools to process my anger, protect myself, and see if I do owe someone amends. And then dropping down, it says, those times, when maybe your kids or somebody stopped you dead in your tracks, and the realness of what they say hits you right in your gut. Well, oh gosh, that happens on a daily basis for me. But it doesn't have to be, my kiddos. It could be one of my sisters in recovery. It can be my roommate. It could be a stranger. But I do know that feeling where it's like a punch in the stomach, like, ooh, that is truth right where it hurts. So reading on, then I will play the second clip, and then again, you listening, how do you find your patience? And also, what is your stance with, I guess I would say, what do you find spirituality means to you? I know for me, with the meetings and different steps and different programming and treatments and all that, I found that I was so broken and damaged and lost, that I needed more than spirituality, because I had lost faith in myself. And so I needed science-based facts. I needed to understand why I was doing that. I needed my brain. I needed to understand my brain, my body. I couldn't accept spirituality until I had started to really find forgiveness, and I could only begin to forgive myself when I could understand myself, and it brought such validation and justification within my spirit. Because I had been in such a shame spiral for so many years. My go-to was to shame and blame myself. And so once I could understand, how I got to the point that I had gotten to, it allowed me to move forward. I realized that I'm not alone, in the consequences that I had and the things that I had done. That's why I do have fellowship and foundation with the STEPS program, but because that's where I could really connect on that deeper, darker level, that, I wasn't that horrible of a person, and it lightened that load so much that I could welcome in all the spirituality. But going to DBT was one, dialectic behavior therapy. I did a lot of reading on my own, but understanding, alcohol is one of the substances that was very consistent in my life, is over time, no matter what, it's a depressant. Okay. I didn't know that. I remember sitting in one of my treatments, and a guy came in and he put PTSD on the board. And that was the first time, I think I was 37 or 38 years old, I had ever even heard of post-traumatic stress disorder. I never really, it was always talked about in, veterans or whatever. So I never put the two and two together. And I just remember this, just overwhelming, feeling of, wait a second, I fit in that box? I don't get, what? How has no one told me this? Ooh, kiss. Reminder to interact. Yeah, let's make it positive. Okay. Ooh, Facebook user. Yay. Okay, says, I learned patience through breath work. Ooh, yes. When I'm irritated, I come back into body and focus on breathing. Ooh, love that. 100%. Let me know if there's any type of breath work you can throw out there. I know that, just breath work. I know that, let's see, Chris Kelly shared in one of these online work meeting groups things we were at. Oh, the Jedi thing. And all she said was, take a sigh. Take a big sigh when you're having a day. And just going, It brings immediate relief. Oh, yeah, see, it works. Okay, so let me finish off. So here's what this, okay, again, back into the Sober Mom's Guide to Recovery. Now, this worked for me, okay? And unless you really, don't be hesitant. I was very hesitant when I read this. I'm like, this is not going to work, especially to get over this anger that I have as some key people that have been making dark clouds in my life and making sure that all these consequences came on me. But what about them? What about the, things I know they did, and I'm not snitching. So there's this fantastic, it said, if there's a person, place, or thing you're resenting, and you can't resolve your feelings around it, the author, Rosemary O'Connor, says, I have a suggestion that works every time. Yes, every time. If you're at all like me, you're going to hate it. You might not want to do it, and you'll likely think I'm insane. But I've seen the biggest miracles happen every single time. I've taken this suggestion, and each time I think it's not going to work. All right, guys, get ready. So here's the suggestion. Simply pray or send healing vibrations for the person or thing you resent. Okay, so you got some anger, especially at someone specifically, or, an institution or whatever. And here's how I first learned about it. I was bitching and moaning to my mentor about my ex-husband's new girlfriend. I wasn't interested in getting back together with him, but I was shocked when he found someone new. How could I be replaced so easily? This is where the phrase laugh out loud, LOL, is very appropriate. I expected my mentor to join me in my bashing session, but instead, she suggested that for the next 6 weeks, I pray or said these healing vibrations to this woman to have all the success, love, and happiness that I wanted for myself. I didn't think she had heard how awful this woman was and how miserable she had made my life. I told my mentor, don't you hear me? I hate this effing biatch, she said. Okay, let's start with that, because the Creator can handle all this anger, all your anger. Even though I didn't believe it would work, I decided to try it. So I started each day with this prayer. It goes, Dear Higher Power, I pray for the fucking bitch to have all the love, success, and happiness that I want for myself. In about a week, though, I actually dropped the F word and continued the prayer with just the B word. Eventually, I was able to say the prayer without any profanity. Today, the woman I once hated is married to my former husband, and I could say that she has been a good thing in our life. She has been there so many times for my children and me, and our lives have been so much better because of her. She and my ex now have 2 adorable children who I love and who bring me endless joy. We actually celebrate holidays together, and I am welcome in their home as well. My anger was never about her. It was because my ex had a relationship and I didn't. Ooh, I love it. So yes, it's called the bitch prayer, everybody. And I encourage you to try it, okay? It says, it's called the fucking bitch prayer. She said this is the craziest thing that she's ever, had heard, but agreed to try it, and it's one of the best things. So I smile with the knowledge that miracles happen all the time when we try to do the right thing and let go of what we're holding on to so tightly. So, Sober Mom tools for dealing with anger. One of them is if you have deep pain and feel out of control with your anger, find a coach or a therapist or a mentor to work with. And another one is get physical. Beat a pillow. Turn up the music in your car. Roll up the windows and scream at the top of your lungs. Throw rocks in the water. Naming the anger as you throw each stone. Release the anger in ways that do not harm yourself or others. Okay. So yes, I'll just talk about myself for a minute. I literally did this chapter. I literally tried doing the effing bitch prayer thing. So she was right. Literally, it took me a little longer, but after a couple weeks, I stopped calling her the B word and cussing. And by the end of, I don't remember if it actually took me 6 weeks, but by the end of it, I really believed in my heart, in my soul, in my spirit, that I wanted good healing vibrations to go out to her. And I honestly, once I found that worked, I really believed it myself. I started doing that for anybody I had some distaste for, like my ex-husband and my ex, whatever, my family members, anybody that I felt hurt by or I was still angry with and couldn't, there was not an opportunity to, find, at least at that time, any kind of solution. Really putting out genuine, words. It definitely changed my brain and it changed my heart to realize they're sick people too, right? We're all working on ourselves. Well, okay, I wouldn't say we're all working on ourselves, but I have to believe that people are just doing the best that they can. And then I know I am. So they just need to find their way. And so, yeah, try it out, y'all. I'm telling you, it works. I love that book. Yes. And Facebook user. Oh, I don't have my glasses. Oh, laugh out loud emoji. Find laughing emojis. Okay, guys, let's get into the last clip here. It is only 8:27, peoples. So this is not my topic, but I thought I could pull it off, so I'm trying. Okay. Now, what I love, this was a pearl Matthew McConaughey talks about, is joy. Happiness is always just going to be this temporary thing. And for me lately, I've just been, struggling with some other stuff's going on, not internally, just things that are outside of my control. I'm just riding that wave. But I find that when happy moments are coming in, I'm grateful for them. And it really enthralls me more in the present moment. But like he said now in that first clip, happiness is an emotional response to an outcome. But I love how he explains, joy is something that is way more, it's something to actually attain, be able to, or want to attain to. Joy, finding real joy. It's something that I can now, where I sit today, I know those things that bring me joy, and I continue to seek other things that bring me joy. So after this clip, he pretty much spells it out, how it worked for me, and I'm going to give you a tool of how I find joy. Here we go. Clip number 2.
Selfish act. If you redefine selfish, which I'm trying to do. There's great value in being alone. And if we are alone and we get bored and we don't like the company, ding, may that light go off to say, that does not mean we need to pick up our phone to get some attention or go to the bottle to ease the anxiety or go online to get some feedback to entertain ourselves. No, it's actually a great time to say, no, sit here in that discomfort long enough to go, okay, until you come out the other side to go, all right, I'm good with me again. Stick with it till you get through the uncomfortable times, until you go, you know what? I can spend time with myself. I could do this. I could do this forever. Well, then it's okay to go re-engage, pick up your phone, go see your friends, go have a drink, what have you. Go look for those things that are other relationships in life. But hopefully not until. There's great value in not doing that until you go to selfish act. If you redefine selfish, which I'm trying to.
Okay. I love that he says he's trying to redefine the word selfish. And what he says that's brilliant too is being selflessly selfish. And like today, I understand that when I fill my cup, I'm overflowing with this light right now inside me, and I feel like I want to give. And full capacity. Ooh, here we go. Hot seat alarm. It is 8:30. Ooh, I'm excited. I'm halfway through. And what I'm going to do too is I'm going to get to the memes, which there aren't very many because I was not on meme patrol this week. But the ones that I got, this way I don't have to rush through them. And I want you to tell me what you think of them too. They will pop up on the screen. I will describe them. And I know 2 heavy hitters. So, okay. But anyway, so what he said in that clip that worked for me was taking a moment to sit with myself, to really know myself. And I couldn't even, right now, a lot of the motivational stuff is all about, finding your why. Well, how about in recovery? Let's back it up, peeps. Like, normies, okay, I don't want to say normies, but normal drinkers, to me, in just where I've witnessed and lived experience, don't understand that at my lowest of lows, I couldn't think of a why. I mean, I didn't even know myself. And if I was going to think of a why, it was like they're proposing, find your why for your purpose and intention in life. And for me, I needed to find a reason why I want to live. That's how bad it got. And so to do that, I needed to understand me, why I did the things I did, why I can't, it's not easy for me. You tell me, oh, just stop doing it. You see all the consequences. Why don't you just stop? Well, if I knew the answer to that, I wouldn't continue doing it. And don't you think that that's something I'm struggling with already? Like, I couldn't stop when I wanted to stop, even with all the worst consequences that it's like it was total loss. And it is a disease, the substance use. It totally got to this point where I couldn't see beyond anything, be grateful for anything. So joy. So what I have is a great list. I keep it updated, I keep it fresh, but I have 3 things, no matter what, if I'm not in a good place, if I'm not able to reach out to somebody or get a hold of somebody, if I'm not able to, find some contentness, especially in heated moments or sad moments, I have 3 guaranteed things that I can do with myself that bring me joy. And there was key questions, I think, that really allowed me to find what those 3 things were. So I would challenge you listening, or, I forgot let me go back into the comments. You out there listening, please put in the comments, what are things that you do with yourself on your own time without any distractions that, bring you joy? It doesn't have to be this amazing whatever thing, but like, what can you say full-heartedly, like instant joy? It fills me, it satisfies me, not something that's like, oh, here's me. I always used to, when I was forced to like answer this, I'd always have these fake ass answers that I knew they'd be happy hearing, but I didn't really believe them, And so I found that finding my truth and being honest with myself, it took me a while, but being able to utilize these has been saved me in so many moments. And I've spoken on this before. There was a moment. It always seems to happen when my house is empty. That's when I struggle the most, because feeling needed and wanted is something that always brings me joy. So when my kids go to visit their other families, I don't know what it is. I mean, I do know what it is, but it definitely like immediately puts me in this sadness mode. But now I know, I've learned now over time that I need to have things ready to go, so I don't marinate on that. I just let that awkward, uncomfortable sadness pass. But okay, so, but there was a moment when the house was empty. Nothing was going right. I was supposed to go do the mud run. Okay, I had spent months planning that whole thing, and the group of girls were going. It was all planned out, and I can't even remember the reason. There was a specific reason I wasn't able to go. I had to give my ticket away, which was really a bummer. Okay, and then on top of that, see, those things all piled up. On top of that, then I was like, okay, I'm just getting some stuff done around the house. I had piles. I'd gotten piles together, the laundry. I went to do the laundry after I'd organized it. Guess what? The detergent was gone. It was like, I can laugh about it now, and that's what recovery brings me. But in that moment, I had like those invasive thoughts, and oh man, I went to a dark space really quickly. So I busted out my joy list, and I was in such, and I couldn't get a hold of anybody. I did try to call a few peoples, but people are busy, right? And I'm not going to be the person, it's hard for me to even reach out, but I'm not going to be like, hey, come kidnap me. I'm really going into a dark place. No, I'm going to try, my hardest to figure it out. But I did reach out, and they, of course, got back to me eventually, but not in that moment when I was really going into a dark place by myself. You know those thoughts. Maybe you do. But it was great because I busted it out. I went to my favorite place. All right, I'll just put it out there. It's a half-price bookstore. I just love that place because it's right by my house, okay? I can walk there if I need to. Luckily, I needed to drive because my ass was not in a good place. And the whole drive, a whole 5 minutes there, I was in such a dark space. My mind is like, this is not going to fucking work. You're a terrible person. You can't get anything done. Like, just inner mean girl was just ripping me a new one. Until I literally, as soon as I walked in, I went to the back, where's my favorite place, because it's clearance. The books there are always $1 or $2. So no matter what, even no matter how broke I am, I know I can come up with $1 or $2. And it was like, oh, that breathing technique, it was like, oh, that's right, this place does bring me instant joy. And right now I feel it. Like, I don't know what it is for me, just cheap, free books that I get to, like, for me, they're just little compact wisdoms, somebody's stories and experiences, and something that I could, and it's like, I like it because it's somewhat organized. I got to give them props, but for the most part, it's not. So it's like, I could spend hours looking through the books, finding, and especially when I'm broke, I only get to pick one. I'll sit there and take pictures of the ones I want to find later, or anyway, sorry, tangent, but you see how much joy that brings me? But that's why it is on my guaranteed list. So, okay, and no excuses. And that's something I can do by myself. That's something I can spend hours doing till somebody, gets back to me, or until I could get to a meeting. I made sure to get to a meeting after that. But yeah, that's the other part, is none of the meetings that I knew, when I'm by myself, all this anxiety comes in, especially when I'm in a dark place. And but I knew it was going to be a while before any of the meetings I was familiar with could go to. So luckily that's what it took. And then I got my butt to a meeting. I vented, I let some stuff out, felt the love and support, and I made it through another 24 hours. Okay, I'm having a problem finding the joy list because there was key questions. But again, listeners, if you have anything you want to bring to the table on patience. So I find that it takes one to know one, right? If you see it, I can't remember. There's all these sayings, but it's true. Like, I totally, as society these days, is all the technologies. It's so easy to just pop out your phone, look at whatever. And so I notice right away, especially because I do make intentional points to be in the moment with somebody where they're distracting, okay? They might have started the deep conversation, but they mask and stuff. I can see where that patience is starting to get edgy, because I feel it first off, but I try to bring it back. But patience for me was this uneasy feeling, and it was only when I was living either in the past in that moment or in the future. The past brings depression. If you just resonate on the past over and over, that's going to bring sadness. And the future, if your mind keeps wanting to think about the future, it only brings anxiety. You could not be happy, joyous, and content in the present moment. It took me a long time to train my brain to not do that. And sometimes it was physical. Like, physically, in the beginning, at least the first 6 months, I would literally tell myself, stop thinking, go do this, go do that, go whatever, chore, or go for a walk, or ride the bike. As soon as I noticed my brain was going into unhealthy territories, because so many things, I'd lost any control of anything I thought I had, and I did not know how to live. And so I really just latched on to you folks out there, in that fellowship, in the programming. You do that service because you mean it. And I feel that. I felt that even in my broken state, when I was in the presence of true, genuine love and compassion, people that were doing things because they genuinely love and care to do those things, I felt it, and I would latch on, you know. Oh, you want me to do this? Yep, okay. Oh, you want me to do that? Oh, yep, okay. Anything to keep me above drowning. Okay, so I'm definitely going on tangents because I'm really just trying to find this awesome thing that I created. I created it to help the people that I work with find their joy. Now, here's the funny part. I think I only have 2 people that actually did it, but it's like the easiest version. Maybe if I just search my docs, it's the easiest version possible, because even when I was assigned to make this list, too much reading. Again, keeping it simple. So I broke it down and reworded it where it was easy to understand, I thought, that I could easily, anybody could answer the questions, or if I need to go through it with them, I could easily just, oh, here it is. Thank goodness. Sorry about that. What is that, 10 minutes I've been rambling? I was able to do it. Okay, so you guys give me you listening, give me the honest truth if it doesn't make sense. Okay, so how to write a joy list. Okay, choose joy. All right, here we go. The French call it joie de vivre. I don't know if that's correct. Ooh, I don't have my glasses. May all of your days be filled with exuberant enjoyment of life. I hope you have fun writing your joy list. If you've never written one before, don't feel daunted. Just write the first few things that come into your head. I've jotted down some prompts to help you. It's a list of things in your life that brings you joy. Now, this was not for me. That whole thing was, if you go to storiesfromabackpack.com / what is a joy list, and you should have one. Go to that website. That's where that's from. It says joy. When you look up the definition, you'll see a sprawling line of positive, happy words: delight, great pleasure, success, jubilation, satisfaction, bliss, radiance, glee, and my favorite, triumph. A joy list should be a list of the things that make you feel all those wonderful, positive, squishy emotions from the definition above. A joy list should make you feel good and happy. Okay? It should help you feel grounded. And most importantly, it should help you feel grateful. Okay, so here's the key questions I reworded. So don't judge me on all that I just read. That's from the article. So here's the questions I tried to reword to make them simple. Choose joy. Number 1, where do you feel happy? Where's a place you can literally go? I'm not talking in your mind, okay? Where is a place you can literally go and you just feel instant happiness? Number 2, which people make you feel good when you spend time with them? Ooh, that's crucial. Okay? No, again, these questions are for you, and find that truth within yourself. Again, I would always immediately answer how the counselor wanted me to answer, how I knew my sponsor wanted me to answer. But it took me a while where I was really trying to be honest, open, and willing and answer them for me. And simple, maybe it don't make other people feel that we're aligned with, but I don't care. Okay. Number 3, when you feel stressed, worried, or anxious, where does your mind wish it could be? Ooh. Oh, that's a good one. So when you're feeling stressed, or you're worried, or you're anxious, where does your mind daydream that you could just be right now? Vroom, like immediate, like projection, astral projection. Go to that place right now. Where would it be? Number 4, what makes you feel safe? Ooh, what makes you feel safe? Number 5, what simple things make you smile? Puppies, babies. Okay. Number 6, what parts of the week? Ooh, kiss beam time. Yay. Cool. Got 15 minutes. Number 6, what parts of the week? Oh, this is a good one. Real simple. What parts of the week do you look forward to the most? Here, right now, you listening, what's your favorite week or day of the week? Go ahead, throw it out there. Tell me. Here's an interesting one for those. For summer right now, my favorite day is Tuesday. Why? I have no commitments. Okay, my kids are in school right now, so literally Tuesday's like my free day. But typically, I would say Saturdays would be when school's back in session. Okay, last one, number 7. What do you do to relax? Okay, so searching out joy and creating a joy list is one way to bring more gratitude into your life. So you're going to create this guaranteed top 3. So take those 7 questions and marinate on them, okay? And that way, after you've answered those questions to the best of your ability, I know it will help you at least start listing a couple things, okay? But again, don't just write them down and don't do them. Like, I had to make myself do these 3 things to make sure that I felt joy, okay? And on a side note, this was part of the sheet. So there are 7 rules of manifestation. Now, here's the thing. I needed to manifest joy and happiness back when, okay? And so number 1 rule is be specific. Number 2, get rid of any roadblocks. Number 3, ask the universe. Number 4, trust the universe. Number 5, take inspired action. Number 6, prepare to receive, okay? And number 7 is to practice what you genuinely feel grateful for. And don't list those things that just are natural go-tos. Like in this moment, for me, if I had to say something that I'm grateful for that, isn't just my typical, ooh, my house, my kids, my job, I would say I'm grateful for today I got to escape out of my house to go to this awesome healing Reiki cleansing thing. Oh, there's delicious food, snacks. They even had a food truck there that had the veggie burger option. I had no monies, but I definitely got their name. I'm going to come back. But there was plenty of free snacks that just was delicious. These crackers and hummus and I'm sorry, I'm still hungry. But they also had this table of donation books. You put in some monies and grab books. Oh my gosh, I had to pull myself away. There was really cool books that I know that I've been exploring that a lot of people don't even know about. I had to make myself leave. I had to stop. Oh, anyway. Okay, last but not least, affirmations. Me, back in the day, still to this day, I'm like, go fuck yourself on those affirmations. Like, none of that stuff you're trying to make me say to myself, I believe, okay? And it's BS. Now looking at it, how I made myself find these affirmations to say to myself and believe them was I had to write out ones that I found some truth to. So these are the 3 that definitely I could find truth in. I would say that when I first wrote them out that I believed all of them, but they were either something like Sarah had mentioned before, something I really wanted to believe for myself, or part of it was I could see some truth in it. So the first one is, I am reclaiming my power. Yes, I'm reclaiming my power. Okay. The second one that I would say, the affirmation for myself that was my truth, is courage starts with showing up. Oh my gosh. Especially when I can't sit with myself. I couldn't sit with myself, especially when I was having all the anxiety or sadness or anger. I couldn't stand to be alone. And so I just start showing up all over. And just that's what service really, at the end of the day, I think the most important service any of us can do is showing up to a group or a meeting and just being there. You don't even have to share, okay? I didn't share for like 10 years. I didn't say nothing. But be there and listen. Just your presence, for me, just knows that you're, I would say, one of us, right? And we're here together. And just your presence, for me, makes this a moment valid. And you don't even have to say nothing. You don't even have to look at me, but at least I know I'm not alone. Okay, sorry, last one. Oh, this is my favorite. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I am possible. Oh, don't you love that one? Okay. And then I included some quote. Oh, I forgot about this. It says, if you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way. Oh, I love that. Napoleon Hill. How do people not love my worksheet? Okay, anyway. Let's get into the beams. I am so ready to be done. Oh, got some thumbs up. Thank you for listening. You one listener that you're out there. You're with me. It's okay. It's weird to be in this room by myself, rambling to myself. It just makes me just feel vulnerable. Okay, let me get off this banner. Hide that. Let's just get into the beeps. I'm kind of scared. I don't remember which ones I was able to half-ass put on here, but here we go. I did it, right? I made it happen. All right, meme number 1. Ooh, I never get to play with these little... There's included in my streaming service music. Let's see. This one's acoustic cinematic. Ooh, that sounds... Ooh, I better turn the volume down on that. Let's see. What's that one? Ooh, okay. Here we go to the beeps. Oh, that's weird. How about dance pop? Okay, meme time. Yeah, that's dance pop. Oh, here we go. No, it's gotta be... let's do intro space. What's that? Okay. Are you driving? Okay, I'm not liking any of these. How about the fire? Just kidding. Just kidding. I tell you, I can entertain myself all day, every day now. Make my own yokes. You know what a yoke is, right? It's a joke that's funny to you. Yokes all over the place. All right, here I go. I'm just gonna pull up my favorite meme stuffs. Luckily, nobody really holds me accountable to any of the things that I've said I was gonna do. But I do want to eventually. Last episode, you guys gotta listen to that one with Ange. It was fantastic. Like, she gets my sense of humor. She said I re-listened to it, like, literally laughing out loud. Like, she's on it. She's like the perfect person to do a podcast with, especially when you both have kind of some thick, dark humor and you're blunt with the stuff. So, like, I was laughing so much at what she was saying. But anyway, my point was, it was funny, Ange, you don't know this, but you timed it perfectly when I was like, oh, this is K.I.S.S. recovery 101. When I said that, she made a kissing sound, because I was like, ooh, where'd that sound effect come from? I realized that was Ange that went, she did a professional. Anyway, Ange, now I gotta find a sound effect that does the kissing sound. That's so funny, because I've never really realized that kiss, to a lot of people, they look at it as like a kiss. I look at it as keep it simple, stupid. Okay, here we go. Yes, there we go. Illuminati sound effect. It's mysterious. It's dark, weird, scary. Okay, meme time. Ooh, 7 minutes. Challenge accepted. Here we go. And first meme. I'll do my best to describe. I think most of them are words. Thank goodness. Oh, this is my favorite. Totally in tune with today. On the left is one of the professors from Harry Potter. The one with the lady that has the bifocal psoriasis. Look, she's got the crazy, awesome, big hair. That's the Oracle deck. Okay, she represents the Oracle deck. On the right is my favorite, Whoopi Goldberg. I know if you've seen Ghost, right, with Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore. It's Whoopi Goldberg in Ghost, okay? So on the left is Harry Potter wizard. I can't remember her name. Harry Potter professor. Oracle deck. She Oracle deck. On the right is Whoopi Goldberg. She Tarot deck. Okay? So on the bottom of the Oracle deck, with the Harry Potter professor person, it says, the Oracle deck says, this is a time of change and growth. You're learning so much. Trust yourself. Listen to your heart. Hold life's hand, and life will hold yours. Whoa, right? Okay. I get this joke because I have multiple decks, so I get this. Okay. Now on the other side, we'll be over. The tarot deck, it says, you in danger, girl. So it's beautiful. Because it's true. Now, I do prefer Oracle decks, because the ones that I've connected with, I've made them my own, and it's much easier to do that. But the tarot decks, they're straightforward, and that's what I like. So, you in danger, girl. Like the tarot deck, I think a good person that does a reading for you is going to tell you like it is, okay? So, I will read from Oracle deck, and that leaves it more open to be vague, to scare somebody, okay? But the tarot deck, you can still be, you don't have to scare somebody, but the cards don't lie. Okay, next meme. It's just words. People who can drive. Oh, I know I picked this one. People who can drive with the seatbelt noise going off are serial killers. Sarah! Oh my gosh. Like, Sarah, you gotta buckle because that sound is annoying. And she's like, oh man, I just tuned it out. I don't even hear it. I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna die. Just kidding. Half kidding, you know it. Okay. Ooh, good. Just words. Third V is, if you claim to be someone's ally, but aren't getting hit by the stones thrown at them, you aren't standing close enough. Ooh, boom, mic drop. Stan Mitchell. I love that. That's beautiful, right? So for me, I vision you be talking shit about my peoples. I'm going to be catching those stones and chucking them back at you. No, just kidding. Just try not to be violent. But I'll definitely call a motherfucker out. And I'm not going to go running and tell my friend what they said. I'm just going to be like, but wait, do you know this person? Because I do know them. You know, I don't even tell them, like, so I'm close with them. I'll say, well, I do know some things. And actually, she's pretty awesome. And she's been through some shit, just like you, sitting over there talking your shit. And then I will go tell my friend. But I don't just hear all the things and not say something. Okay, anyway. That's Jesus. It's a funny Jesus statue. By the way, I have no disrespect towards Jesus. I do believe he was one of the masters, the prophets. One of them. There were many. But it's just my favorite go-to with religion. I'm a very spiritual person, let me tell you. And I do love researching. Oh, I love different religions for different reasons. But I'm not religious. Rules and regulations. Okay, it says religion. Oh, and it's Jesus statue. He's got the one thumbs up. He's pointing. He's winking. He's smiling. It says religion is like a penis. It's okay to have one and be proud of it. But when you pull it out and start waving it around, that's when we have a problem. Again, don't get me started on the virtue stuff. Moral. You go and put your morals on me. Yes, I'm washing myself off. All right. Oh, this is like one of those old school 50s cartoon, whatever. It's black and white, and it looks like a well-dressed man with well-haired, his professional, whatever. He's got his hand up. It says, remember to look both ways before you go fuck yourself. Yeah! That was just great. Somebody had that. Oh, this is a deeper one. Good thing there's only 3 minutes, but this is beautiful. Here is why this meme right here, it's got a broken egg, okay? It's got the yolk, the shells. This is exactly, for years, I was in this endless cycle of I could not forgive things. And this meme right here sums up why. It says, it's got the box with an X through it. In red, it says, so this is what someone's, they're apologizing. They're making their amends, right? But then they like to add in, well, but I meant well. Okay? That's X. The next box with the X says, well, that was not my intent. Whoa, X that shit. Now, here's my favorite. The third with the green check box says, I broke the egg. Boom. Okay? And so when I make that amends, okay, when I'm ready and when I mean it, and I'm going to make this amends, apology, whatever you want to call it, this action, when I'm taking that action, I'm going to mean it from the bottom of my heart, and I'm going to say it once, but I'm going to take full responsibility for my part, my side of the street, okay? And I'm not going to add, I meant anything of, I meant well, that was not my intent. None of that shit matters. This is what I did. I know that I did that, and I apologize. That's where I leave it. But if you add in those because you're a good person, that you meant well, and that was not your intention, fuck you. You didn't mean that. And I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be angry. But I don't want to hear none of that. And I had so many people that wronged me so badly, abusers, enablers to the abusers, will still to this day will not give me that I fucked up. I broke the egg, right? No, it has to go into, but, blah, 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 but, oh, it gets put on me, like, but you didn't say anything, you didn't, well, I didn't, blah, blah, shenanigans, okay? But thank you, Oprah taught me that forgiveness is about letting go of the hope that the past, that true amends will be anything different than it is today. Like, it's not forgetting and saying it was okay that it happened, it's just saying that it has happened. And I acknowledge that, and I accept that, and that person still has to live with themselves, so whatever. Okay, that's okay. 9 o'clock. Okay, this one was cool, and I got to marinate on this one, but I just wanted to throw it out there because you listening Let me know your thoughts on this one. So it looks like one of those like Locket pictures. It's black and white. It's got the cool hat. It's the guy. I have no idea who this is. Maybe it's whoever's the quote is from, but it says, I was ashamed of myself when I realized life was a costume party and I attended with my real face. Ooh, bam. That's beautiful. Let's see. Franz. I can't tell if that's an F or a T. Kafka. I don't know who that is, people, so maybe it's, maybe you're laughing right now, like how you not know who that is, but I'm going to repeat it. I was ashamed of myself when I realized life was a costume party and I attended with my real face. So I'm going to give some kickback to that. First of all, I love that statement because I think there's a lot of people to this day, and sometimes it still comes out of me and I don't even realize it, just being themselves and putting your love and, naive joyness out there, and they squash it. But that's what got me into my dark hole, into my cave. Now I realize, now that I know myself, I can thrive and be bubbly and outgoing, and when I feel my light, I'm not always light, but you want to punch me in the face? That's all right. I want to punch you in the face too, but I'm just going to keep being me. And for the folks that, you're doing your costume, your mask, or whatever, you don't like me, I can see why. But it is me out there. Take it or leave it. And that, I think, is aligned with the last one. You will inspire some and annoy others. Do it anyway. For real. That's where I'm at. I'm sorry, especially Jody, if you found me annoying. I know that I was way too happy today, and I'm sad that, I'm not going to put yourself out there, but I definitely love you, and I definitely hope that some of my good vibe rubbed off at you, but I'm here, and you just feel me. It's so funny, though. We're so individual and so independent. I'd follow her to one tent, I'd look over, she's gone. So I'm like, ooh, okay. I'd go off to another tent. Then we'd come together at the food spot. Ooh, Angel's here. And I'm talking to Edwin, and I'm talking to Jeff. And all of a sudden I look back, oh yeah, like, here's my friend. Oh, right, she's gone again. And I literally said to them, without thinking, and just whatever came with it, I'm like, no, but I really do have friends. They're not imaginary. Yeah, I don't know where she is, though. So, anyway, I'm sending out healing, happy energies to all of you. Fill your cups, okay? And spilling over, so I want to give you my lights. But I hope you all have a fantastic, great week. Thanks for bearing. Especially you listening, I love you. If you just bared with me for an hour and 3 minutes, you're my favorite person right now. And I'm trying to find the music. Here we go. All right, good night, everybody. See you next week. Hopefully, it's going to be Step 6 to 7. Let's do it.